What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today we have episode 2 of Str8 Doogie. Um, this is a replay versus the one, the only LaBounty. This is for the grand finals of the Raw that I'm in. So pretty much, if I win this, I get into grand finals. Then the person that I play, I have to beat only once, and he has to beat me twice. So a pretty important match. Trying to get the obelisk, trying to get my invite early this season. So fortunately, I did get extremely lucky, and fortunately, he wasn't on Warriors. So that's really good. And to be honest, I just straight doogied LaBounty. So we're going to go over and see what happened, to see what actually went down, and what plays was being made, and what plays wasn't being made, and things like that. So we start with an RPS. He throws scissors, I throw paper, so he gets to go first. You hate to see it, but let's just check it out and see what happens. So, he opens Deco, Thunder Dragon, TT, Card Destruction, Solemn. I've got MST, Ninja, Grandmaster, Graceful Charity, Trap Dust Shoot, and Sakuretsu Armor. He draws Return, he draws into Sword. So, pretty much his play here is probably just going to be obviously discard the Thunder Dragon, set Deco, maybe set Torrential, set Solemn, or just like set Torrential because he knows that I'm on Warriors. So I don't really understand to not just set Torrential here and kind of just pass. Like, that's just what I would probably do against Warriors. But he went for a different route. So, let's see. He decides to set the Dakochi, set Solemn, set TT, and pass. So, I draw a Return. I draw into a Blade Knight, which is pretty damn good. So I check for Dust Shoot here. I give him a thumb. He gives me a thumb back. So now I don't think he has Dust Shoot. And I go for a set Saku, set Dust Shoot, set MST, and then fire this Grayson. The reason why I do this is because a lot of players, a lot of good players that is, they do hold Dust Shoots at times. So I figured if I set all this shit face down, it's, he can't just flip Dust Shoot. He could just like be waiting for me to do something so he can Dust Shoot. I don't think he knows, or I think, yeah, he definitely knows I'm on Warriors because I posted a replay, got shown. So he definitely knows I'm on Warriors here. So I play Graceful, and I draw into Pot of Greed, Knock, and Exiled. So, yeah, this is some straight Doogie technology going on here. Just like amazing, Graceful, the Pot, the Knock, and the Exiled. I discard Ninja and I discard Exiled. And I decide just to go summon Blade Knight. I could have knocked first, and then I would have ran into a TT. So I do this so I don't run into TT. And he decides to not TT here or Solemn. So I'm actually a fan of that. Now, I really do think this is a spy or something of that nature. So he does give me the thumb here, and then I activate Pot of Greed first. Maybe I could have knocked first, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So I do Pot of Greed, and I find Solemn and Mirror Force. So again, this is just looking really good for me. And I do fire this knock because if it is spy, I can't get over it. And it doesn't give a Dark Engrave. And if it's Sangan or something like that, there's like just no reason, just to knock here. I know you got the Blade Knight. I could have went for value there. But it does open up this sword play, even though I do have Trap Dust Shoot. So maybe it's better just to attack first and then check for something like a Regeki Break or something, then main phase 2 knock it. If that's the case, if he Regeki Breaks, and then he could just Solemn the knock, because he could be thinking that he wants his Sork live, and if that was the case, it would have been really bad. So I just felt like just going for the knock and just seeing if it was spy. But fortunately, it was Deco. So then I decide to set Mirror Force, set Solemn. So the way I set these cards is kind of like hard to determine which one is which. Like, it's not like easy, just like, okay, like, let's set this one. Like, I set these 3 right away. Then I set these 2. Like, this could be all bluffs. This could be a bluff. This could be a bluff. But fortunately for me, none of them are bluffs, and all of them are just real threats. So straight Doogie threats. Alright, so we're going to get in here, attack directly, see if he has a response. He has Torrential and Solemn, so he has no response. So it puts him down to 6k, and we pretty much just pass here. He goes to standby, and I just flip his dust shoe right away. And he does think about this, so you consider soloing this right here, but he's just like, no, let's just not waste a solemn here. So he lets me get his sword because it's like pretty much dead anyway, so it's like, why not? So now I know he has Regeki Break, card destruction, and 2 Thunder Dragons. And he does decide to fire this card destruction here, which is fine. Let's hide both hands now to see what my perspective was of it. Because I've forgotten this already. This was last night. I have no clue what he drew here. So he draws 3 randoms here, which is fine. And this is when he says, did he shuffle? Because that makes me believe that, and he did definitely shuffle, as you just seen. It makes me believe that he definitely drew the sword, and then he just shows me the sword, thinking that he had a darkened graveyard. And LeBounty says this after I said, yes, you did shuffle. And he said, definitely high as fuck right now, playing Dueling High. And he's like, LOL, so that was pretty funny there. So now he shows me the sword. He sets 1 face down monster. And just passes. Let's just do show my hand. Okay, so I draw into a Kaiku here. So now it's like I'm not going to summon the Kaiku here because this could be a flip or something. And I just want to maybe get value on it. I don't think it's a flip, but it's like there's no really reason to commit this Kaiku here. So I do go to battle, and I actually activate this MST right away. And I just don't know why. I just felt like this one was Solemn when I was playing. So I just sniped that one first, and it was Solemn. So I was like dead read on there, straight Doogie. And I go to battle. I hit his Sangan, which is unfortunate. And he grabs the Gravekeeper Spy, which is a pretty good grab here. So now I know he has Spy, Sword, and 1 random. And I just showed you the random. It's Faith by accident. So let's just do what I usually do and just show both, because I'm just going over the replay. So now main phase 2, I do decide to run out this Kaiku, because I know he has sword in hand and I just don't want him to get any value with it. And unfortunately for me, he does have the good old Torrential Tribute. So he tries to Doogie my board right here, and I just say no to his Doogie and activate my Doogie, which is Solemn Judgment. So I do just Solemn that there. So pretty alright for him, because now he can get value on this Faith, I guess. So it's not the worst. So he draws Return. He draws into Duo, which is just great for me because I have no hand at all. And like Warriors, like really rarely I'm going to be able to get a hand at this point, because now Torrential's gone. It's like I have to worry about 1 card Mirror Force. So he decides to set the Duo as a bluff and set Spy and pass. I draw and find Ring of Destruction, which isn't the really worst card, isn't the best, but in this situation, like obviously I would rather have like a level 2 here, or a Rhoda, or something. So I pretty much just have to go to battle here, and of course it is a Spy. So that walls up some, and I just have to pass. Can't really do much. He draws into Tribe, which is a pretty good draw here, but it's like, what can you really do with it is the question, because if he summons this, discards this, he's gonna like open up. He has to kill his spies to get by my Kaiku, and then he doesn't have anything for my 3 back rows, so it's like there's not much he could really do with this tribe at the moment. So he decides to just set Faith and just pass. I draw into a Dust Shoot, which is pretty good in this situation. If this card is something like a Fate or a Deco, well, Decos are gone. So, and Sangan's gone too. So, I don't know. But it turned out to be a pretty good draw. So, I do decide just to set the Dust Shoot here. And I go to battle, and it is a Faith. So, he is going to get back. He has options with just card destruction. It's the only option. So, he does get back the card destruction here, which I'm fine with. And I just have to pass because I can't get by these spies at the moment. And then he draws into Regeki Break and Standby Phase, which is going to pass his priority here. I do decide just to flip this Dust Shoot. And now I have an option between Tribe and Chaos Sword. Now I have Saku, Rang, and Mirror Force set here. So I'm like, if he wants to summon Tribe and like get by my Kaiku and get by my Blade Knight, which will be fine with me, he'd have to like literally clear his whole hand out here. So I just think the pick just is Chaos Sword, because I don't really care if he tries. So that was the pick. I do send the Chaos Sword back, and He decides to set one, which I obviously expect is the Regeki break, and just pass. I draw into a Rhoda, which is an okay draw, but I know he has the Regeki break, so I really can't like commit like a Ninja. Well, Ninja's already in graveyard, so I literally can. I could Rhoda here for Zambira, but I don't know what this card is at the moment. Like I think that it could be Mirror Force, or could it though? Because I did already. Yeah, no, I swung with that. He would have definitely Mirror Force. So I know this one ain't Mirror Force because he definitely would have Mirror Force 100%. But then I know this one's Regeki break, so it's like getting Zambira here is just not the best play because he's just gonna let one of them die, and then he summons Tribe and gets value that way and can just blow my whole board up. So I just felt like the best play was just to pass, and which I do. And it's funny because he draws back the Sork again. So it's like, alright, this is just wonderful for me. Straight Doogie. And he literally just passes, I think, here. Yeah. Or does he flip the duo? No, he does not flip the duo, so he just passes. So I do draw into a Dust Tornado. I'm definitely going to play around duo here. I have to set the Dust Tornado. Unfortunately, I don't have a Solemn set or anything. But he doesn't know that. He doesn't have Heavy, so he doesn't find Heavy or anything. So I do set the Dust Tornado, and I just pass. He draws in a Solemn Judgment, which is just a pretty good draw for him right now. But still not much he can do. Like, he has to... The way he's sitting with his board right here is just walling me up, and I can't get by it or anything. He has a Regeki break to do something if something does get sticky or something, like if I top deck a pre or something. So obviously his play is probably just going to be to set the Solemn and just pass. And he does do that, and I decided not to end phase Dust here. I don't really know why I didn't do that, to be honest. I probably should have. I think I just totally forgot about it. I'm just like, oh, screw it. It doesn't even matter. Could be a bluff. Actually, yeah, I thought it was like a bluff knock or something. So I was like, I'm not gonna use a Dust Tornado. I'd rather wait for like a snatch steal or something, because if he does happen to have snatch and he snatches my Kaiku, that could be bad because he could drop Sorker me and stuff. So I decided to set this Blade Knight. Setting this Blade Knight was pretty much just like the beta knock or something out of his hand, because it's not doing anything for me anyways at the moment. I mean, I already have a light in graveyard, so it was just for that reason, just a beta knock. And he finds Upstart. He plays the Upstart, and he does find the knock here, so he doesn't know my total list, so he could assume this is a Faith here. So I think knocking is the right play here. He does knock it, gets my Play Knight. I'm just like, okay. So I know his entire hand. I just don't know. I know this card's Regeki break, don't know this one, and I don't know that one. So he does decide just to fire the duo here, and he gets my Rhoda, which is unfortunate. Really wish I would have set that one, but I just didn't. So he gets me right there with the Rhoda. And he's just chilling and just passes. I draw into a Book of Moon. And not really sure why I even set this Book of Moon, but I just decided to do it. Set the Book of Moon and just pass. And here he finds Pot of Greed, which is like a wonderful draw for him. So he's going to try to straight Doogie me here. He does play the Pot of Greed. And he Pot of Greeds into Graceful Charity and Spy. So pretty good. Third Spy, but the Graceful is really nice. So he's going to shotgun the Graceful here because all the Thunder Dragons are gone, and you just got to do it. He finds Kaiku, Chaos Sork, and Mirror Force. Pretty good draws here. Besides the discard, the card destruction and the Spy. And he tries to summon Kaiku. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. He's trying to get rid of my Kaiku so he can drop a Sork on me. He tries to go to battle, and I just instantly Saku it, because I'm not going to lose my Kaiku. He sets one and passes, and now I decide to Dust Tornado it. It was a pretty good hit. I got the Mirror Force. Was pretty happy with that. So, and now I just draw Breaker, and decided to drop the Breaker, and I'm thinking, like, I want to hit the Regeki break here, because, like, I want him to discard a card in his hand, because I know two of his cards are real, and the other one could not be real. So, I mean, it could also be real. So I'm like, I just want him to chain this Regeki break here and pop his Kaiku, if so be it. So he does not chain it. I just get a quick plus with the breaker there and get rid of the Regeki break, which was fine with me. And then he draws Heavy Storm. So this is kind of like a situation where when he played this Heavy Storm, I was thinking in my head, like, if he has BLS, what is a way? Because I know he has Sork, I know he has Tribe, and he has plenty of lights, plenty of darks. So I'm just thinking, like, is there a way that if he has BLS, can I not just die, like, right now? So that was what was going through my head. So he does decide to shotgun this Heavy Storm here. And I do just decide to Book of Moon my Blade Knight here. Because I figure if he has Tribe, he can summon Tribe. He has to clear the Kaiku. And then his other last card will be BLS. And then it'll only hit me for 46, and at least I'll still be alive, so I'll have a top deck. That's like that last chance desperation play. So I do that, and I don't ring here because I could also die by killing one of the spies and put me at 38, so it would be game. So I really thought he had BLS. So everything goes, and I do Book of Moon that, and he summons Tribe here, and he calls Spellcasters, clearing everything. And at this point, I was like, it has to be BLS. There's just no way it's not. But it is the little guy, so he has another sword. So he dropped the sword. That's just even better for me, kind of. And he gets in with the Tribe, which because he knows it's a blade. And he hits me for 2,300. Straight Doogie. Now, what card could I top deck right off the top? BLS, obviously, would be amazing. Snatch Steel would be amazing. So he gets in here, and he just passes, and I straight Doogie and top deck the Snatch Steel on him, which is just phenomenal. So I do fire that Snatch Steel, and I grab his sword, and I just go to battle, and I even say Jingle Bells, like pretty much the best draw I could have drawn there. So let's go hide hands now. Just show my hand, I think, or no. So let's see what he draws, though. He draws one here, gets to gain 1,000, putting him at 5,300. He sets the one and passes. I draw into Solemn, which is pretty nice because I'm just like thinking like this could be, hopefully it's like a bluff. Maybe his last knock he drew, maybe something bluffy. I'm not sure what it really could have been. Very well could have been what it was, which I have to just go to battle here and swing. And it is a ring, so it puts me down to 400 and him at 3,000. So I just set the Solemn and just pass. He draws one, and he doesn't want to get Dust Tornadoed here, even though I only have one Dust left and the MST is gone. So he draws Return into Snatch Steel, which is really nice, and I draw into the one card that I can straight Doogie right here. I got one shot at it. Let's see. And I draw the Blackluster Soldier for the straight Doogie. So that was really sacky there. Drawing that Snatch Steel off the top, drawing this BLS was extremely lucky. But I say it all the time, I'd rather be lucky than good in this game. And this is where this came in. But I mean, I did play pretty damn well, I think, even if I did get kind of lucky. I mean, he did kind of break bad with the Sorks coming back on top and shit. But I mean, he had full trend. Like, he had Pot, he had Graceful, he had Duo. And I had Pot Graceful as well. I don't know, I overwhelmed him there. So just was fortunate to top deck that BLS, and the ring was just perfect because it put him at 3,000 exactly. Because he was at 53, so very lucky there on my part. So we go to game 2 here, and I know he's on Scapegoats. So I do board in the King Tiger. I know he's on Zombiras. I think I board in Kinetics. I want to say I do. Not really sure, though. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I only have one in the side deck, maybe, in this deck. But, yeah, so he gets to go first again. I tell him GG1. Scrub comes in and watches, like, what's going on. How did you beat SJC champion, 5-time GFC champion, 15-time national champion of the world? He is really good, though, Labounty, so it really did feel good to beat him that game 1. Just get up on him and straight Doogie. So now we're going to try to get to game 2 and try to finish this out here. And I opened pretty damn good. Pot, Spy, Duo, King Tiger, and Exiled. But his hand is pretty damn good as well. So he has Saku, Sinister, Solemn, Torrential, Ring, and Regeki Break. So a lot of back row that I'm going to be hard to get by. I mean, if you're playing against Warriors and you open this right here, like, you're not in a bad spot. Like, you literally have an answer for everything for like 5 turns straight. Like, what are you going to do? So he decides to set his entire hand with his pass. And I draw for turn here. I draw into a Blade Knight. So what's going through my head is that he could have Dust Shoot at this point. If he Dust Shoots me, that's bad. I'm not going to Duo because I don't want to just get one card and just Duo here. There's just really no reason to do that. And I don't really want to pot here because I don't want to get Solemned. So I'd rather just not. I mean, I could have potted, and I don't think he would have Solemned because he could have thought maybe I had Heavy. And if I have Heavy, and it's just pretty much over if he Solemns this. And then I find Heavy, or I have Heavy, I mean. So what I decide to do is I just decide just to set Spy and just pass. He draws into card destruction, and he decides to just pass. I draw into another Spy here. So I decide just to flip this. Oh no, I do decide to Duo here. Now, what I don't understand he didn't do here, he could have just chained this Regeki break right here and just popped the Spy, which I don't understand why he didn't do that, but I guess, like, there's reasonings behind not doing it, but or maybe just completely forgot. And, like, I mean, it was super late when we were playing, but that's the only time he can play super late. So I definitely would have chained the Regeki break here and got the monster off because I'm going to flip this Spy. And I do grab another Spy, and then he decides just to Torrential here. So this was like music to my ears here. I was like, hell yeah. Waste your TT on my Spy, like just 1 for 1. That was like phenomenal. And I do just say screw it and just go for the pot here. I'm like, if you got Solemn, I'm in a pretty good, just trying to really just get through these back rows as quick as I can. But he doesn't Solemn this, so I'm like, alright, that's surprising. I do find Breaker and Rhoda here. Decide just to set the Spy as a bluff and just pass, because he could think this is Faith here. So he does top deck the Zombira, he gets the Sinister, and he decides to flip the Regeki break now on the face down, hoping that it is a Faith. But fortunately for me, it is a Spy, unfortunately for him. So it's just like a dead card here that I'm not really going to do much with. And he just passes, doesn't commit to Zombira or anything. I draw into MST, which is a pretty good draw. Not going to just blind it at all. Like, I don't think that's the right play. I feel like setting it's a lot better here. I do run out Breaker, so he does use Ring. So now I've got through 3 of his back rows already. There's only 2 left to go, and we could be off to the races here. So trying to straight Doogie. He rings my Breaker. Go for the 16. I set the MST and just pass. He draws into a Breaker, which is just perfect for me, because he's going to summon his Breaker, and he's definitely going to use the counter. And when he does, I'm going to chain it, and I'm going to hit the Saku, which is pretty good, leaving him with just Solemn Judgment, and he gets him for the 16. And I take it, putting me at 38. And I draw into a knock, which is, like, pretty bad at the moment, but it could get good later or something. So I decide to just commit this King Tiger here and run over the Breaker. He does not Solemn or anything because obviously he has a Zombira, so it's like, why would he do that? And I just have to pass. He draws to another Zombira, so he's got double Zombira and Sinister now. So he's going to obviously summon a Zombira, run over my King Tiger, 400. And I draw into a Solemn, which is a pretty damn good card. So I decide to summon Blade Knight. He says okay to that because he has another Zombira in hand. He doesn't want to Solemn still. He's just holding on to that Solemn. I decide to set 3 back rows, boosting my Blade Knight here, and just run over the Zombira. He takes 100. And I just pass. He does find a Night Assailant here. And decides just to run out Zombira number 2. And straight Doogie over my Blade Knight. I'll take the 100, put him at 19. And he passes. I do find a Mind Control, which is, like, fine, I guess. Not, like, one of the best draws, but it could definitely come in handy later or something. So I just go for a Rhoda. And I grab another Blade Knight. And I set the Mind Control, summon the Blade. Again, he's considering Solemn in this, but he does not do it again. And I just run over it. He takes the 100. And he draws into a Regeki break. He has no flips in graveyard at all to get value with his Night Assailant. So he decides to set the Regeki break and just pass. I find another mind control, which again is just not that great for me. But I guess it can come in handy later. So I do just go right to battle here after setting a card. He does play the Regeki break, and I'm just like, okay, not going to do anything with that because I'm in a pretty good spot here. He's only got Sinister, and he's going to have 3, and I have 5 total. So he pretty much has, he's going to have 3 real ones, and I'm going to have 5 real ones. 1 Sinister, though. He does top deck a pretty good card here, Sword Yugioh Light. That's going to slow me down for 3 turns. And I just say okay to that because I just want I'm not really doing much anyways. So he does set, which I assume is Sinister, trying to bait out something here. I draw into a Faith, which is just pretty dang good here. I'm like, hell yeah. That was a pretty good draw now. I do activate the knock, hoping that it's Sinister, which it is. And I set the Faith and just pass. He finds an Upstart Goblin. He uses the Upstart, turn 1 on swords. And he finds a Faith. And smart, he does not set the Faith, he sets the Knight Assailant, which is pretty good to bait me here. I draw into a level 2. I decide to flip this Faith and see if he's going to chain it and if he's going to stop it, negate. He does not. Now, I literally have my finger typing knock. Like, I was going to just get knock. I was like, I just want to get knock here. But I'm just thinking, like, why would I get knock when I have double mind cons and I could just see what that is anyways? And there's just no reason to even get knocked. So I instantly just went for the Pot of Greed. I'm like, that just seems like the right play. And I do grab the Pot of Greed here. It was really close to me just saying knock, and that would have been a big throw there. So I grab the pot, I activate the pot. I find Heavy Storm and Call, which is pretty damn nice. Swords is stopping me at the moment, and now I pretty much have to fire this mind control because I have so many. And he just set the monster. It could literally be anything. And it is a Knight Assailant, so that sucks, but I'll flip it up. And I just set Call and I just passed. That's turn 2 on swords. Now he finds a Spy. Shuffles his hand, switches that, and sets the Spy and passes. I find a Ninja, which is pretty damn good, but this is the last turn on swords. So I just say screw it, and I go for it again here. I set my con again, and he does not negate it. And it is a Spy. Again, I wasted both my mind cons, which sucks, but at least I have to do what I gotta do to see what they were. So, could have hit a Faith. Luckily, he dodged both of them by keeping his Faith in hand, which is pretty smart. And now I decide to set this level 2 because I want him to think that it's like Dawn or something. And, like, is he going to run into it, like, play the mind games? Like, if he runs into it, obviously he's good. Like, he gets me really good there. But it's like, is it really worth the risk running into Dawn and getting the card ripped out of your hand? So, he just I just passed. Swords is now gone. He finds a Sakuretsu armor, which is pretty dang good. Kinda. So he does decide to switch a Spy, and I'm like, alright. So that tells me that he is scared that this could be a Dawn. He doesn't want to run into it. So he sets the Faith, and he sets the Saku now, and just passes. And I find a Kaiku here, and I'm thinking, like, I could just go for heavy, like, flip level 2, summon Ninja, run into it. But I'm like, is that really the best play and waste my soul in my call? It's just better just to try to get in with this level 2 here. So that's what I do. I decide just to flip the level 2 here. And pretty much, if he answers it, I know it's something real. If he doesn't answer it, then obviously it's nothing that's going to affect me at all. So I just go right into battle here, run into it. He does answer it. So I'm like, okay, it must be something. So in battle phase, I do flip call. And I go for it again, level 2. He gives me the thumb. And it was a Faith. That would have been, I guess, okay to get swords back. It would have been pretty good. So we're just in a really good spot here. And then on top of that, main phase 2, I'm like, well, he does have Dark and Light now, so he could just drop the LS on me. So let's just go ahead and drop this good old Kaiku. And I think TTs are gone. Yeah, TT's gone. Only I got to worry about his Mirror Force. That's it. So, and I just passed. He finds Heavy Storm, which is literally just dead right here for him. He can't really do much with it. He could heavy, get rid of the level 2, I guess, and get rid of my back row, but it's like, is that really the right play? So he decides just to set it. Oh, no, he doesn't. He just passes. He doesn't even set the heavy. I thought he would set the heavy there, but he didn't. So now I'm thinking like I could just go crazy here, and I don't have enough life. I mean, he has too much life to kill him, so it's like I can't really get over anything here. So I do decide just to say screw it. If he has heavy, I really thought that he drew a chaos monster, really. So I'm like, if he has mirror force here, I have solemn, so I could just solemn it out of it, and I'll be fine. So I do commit to the ninja here, and I just say screw it and just go to battle. I clear the spy, I clear the night assailant, and I get him for 1800, getting rid of that light real quick. So now he can't drop chaos on me if it was the chaos that he drew. And it's pretty much just curtains here, straight Doogie. So he draws an upstart, he fires the upstart, hoping for, I don't know, like, what he could have drew to have any kind of shot. Like, I guess he could have found, like, Pot of Greater Graceful to, like, have some options or something. But even if they're, like, I got Exile, I got Heavy for the back row, I got Pre to bring back the Exile, like, everything is just, I got the straight goods here. Like, I think I played this pretty well. I did kind of get lucky, but I mean, he had 5 back rows to start, so I played through all of them. So he finds Thunder Dragon, and he doesn't discard it because I guess he just doesn't want me to know that he's just like completely dead or something. I don't understand why he wouldn't, but I mean, even if, like, I would have just done it. So I find Rhoda, and I'm just going to go for the game here. I have no reason not to. So I do activate Heavy Storm, and he does activate Solemn here, putting him at 2150, and I activate Solemn, and that is the curtains. So GG to the bounty. Not gonna lie, I did straight Doogie you with a deck that you play usually, and in my opinion, I would get back to Warriors, man. Like, but I mean, I don't know. Turbo's really good though. I mean, you're not bad with it and everything. I'm not saying like obviously you're really good with it and shit, but and Warriors are like Turbo's like worst matchup. So I did get pretty damn lucky. Not gonna lie. Like I did kind of like sack. I got my sack on just a tidbit there. But yeah, it was fun. I'm in the finals, like I said, overall, trying to win one more so I can get an obelisk. And then just win obelisk, and then just sit back and just play. If I get my invite early, I'll just chill and play like fun, crazy decks and tournaments and shit. Like I don't even care. Like and just go for it. Like who knows what I'll even play. So, but I'm not gonna be playing Warriors for like ever. I already like decided that. I'm actually kind of like a little bit over it already. Like I'm just like I don't know. I kind of want to get back to Turbo playing it, but I've been having really good success with Warriors, so I was like, why should I switch? You know. But that being said, though, y'all hit the like, hit the sub. Str8 Doogie, episode 2, more to come. Peace out.